Hi everyone, it's Stephanie back with another fiber related video. Today I'm going to talk to you about the progress that I've made in my sweater knitting, and yes, I did finish my June sweater. It was by the skin of my teeth, but I finished it. Well, everything except weaving in the ends and blocking it, but I'm going to consider that finished. The knitting part is all finished, so that's what I'm counting as finished. And then I'm going to spend the rest of the time talking with you about the Tour de Fleece and what I'm doing to get ready for it, because it starts 1 month from today on July the 6th. So I'm starting to get my fiber ready. I'm starting to think about goals I might want to set for myself and everything like that. So I thought it would be fun to just dive in and talk about that a little bit. But first things first, knitting goals. The sweater for June is finished. Let me stand up and show you. It's just basically a top-down raglan with 2x2 ribbing along the sleeves, the hem, and the collar. The collar is knit last. You go ahead and you pick up stitches along the collar edge here, and then you knit this part at the end. I made a size large because I like my sweaters really roomy, and I didn't want it to be all clingy and everything like that, so I knit a size large, and it is oversized on me, but I like the way it fits, so the size large fits me nicely. And I'm really happy with it. It was a fast, easy knit, all in one piece, top down, just your basic raglan sweater, super easy. I'd really recommend it for those of you who are wanting to get into sweater knitting. It is on Skillshare, and there's a video that goes along with it where if you get stuck, you can just turn to the video and she'll walk you through. I will really try to remember this time to put the links in the show notes for you. But that's my June sweater, and I am on track with my July. Let me get it here. My July sweater. No, I'm sorry. That was my May sweater. I've got mom brain going on here. So this was my May sweater, and I'm working on my June sweater right now. What I mean to say is that I finished it right before June. So this June sweater is a kimono cardigan, and that's the back. I am working on the back. It's knit in pieces, so I'm this far into it on the back. It is again another really fast, easy knit, which is what I have to pick if I am looking to do a sweater a month. It has to be something that I can finish. It can't have a lot of lacy detail. I will say, and this one is just knit in stocking net. It's a back piece, 2 front pieces, and then the sleeves, and then you just stitch them all together. It's all in stocking net. The interest comes when you are switching the colors, and it's got a wonderful drape. I don't know if you can see that, but I love the way that this yarn drapes. It's an Italian yarn, and I will link that in the show notes also. It's a really fast knit. It's just stocking net stitch. The only thing I will say is, although I love seeing the progress on these sweaters, I am getting a little bit sick of just stocking net stitch. So I don't know if I'm going to end up mixing it up a little bit and throwing a shawl in here for 1 month. Something a little bit more challenging, just because, oh, there's my husband's phone, if you can hear that. He has the Darth Vader theme as the ringer for his phone, so that's what that loud noise was. So anyway, that's where I am on my knitting progress. And I have swatched already for my July sweater. I have not started on it beyond swatching for it. I did, though, switch. I was going to do the Weekender, and I might still do the Weekender. I'm not positive, but I found the Lillet on Ravelry, and I like this one a lot. I don't know if, let me see if there's a close-up. The detailing, it's another really easy sweater. It's knit from the bottom up, I think, if I remember correctly. Let me see here. Nope, top down. Top down again. But there's this really nice detailing on the collar here. Let me see if you can see that. I really love that. And you can also make it longer, which is what I'll be making, or cropped. I'm making the longer version because I hate it if I lift my arms and my sweater rides up and you see my stomach. No one needs to see that. So that's what I plan on doing for my July sweater. And I'll, again, try to link in the show notes below. I think I've already shown you the yarn I'm using for July. It is this really, it's from Quince & Company. It's this really nice kind of blush color. It's coming across as cooler. There we go. It's a little bit pinkish. It's a very pale, pale pink. And I really just, I love this color. So I'm hoping that it'll turn out nicely. Okay, so that's all I have in knitting news. Let's move on to talk about the Tour de Fleece and spinning. So the Tour de Fleece, I had it up on my iPad here. Let me get this up again. It starts on July the 6th and runs through July the 28th. It follows the Tour de France. And I believe there are more difficult lengths in the cycling race, and so they challenge themselves to spin something more difficult on those days. You could make that a goal. You could make really anything a goal, but I'm getting ahead of myself. Let's talk a little bit about it. So, July 6th through July the 28th, I would love to have a group of us spinning together. It's nothing official. Just sign up on Ravelry. I know some of you have mentioned in the comments on this YouTube channel that you'd like to be included on the team for spinning, but I'd like to have everyone sign up on Ravelry. There's a thread in our Ravelry group that's just for the Tour de Fleece, and I think that it'll be easier if we're all literally on the same page in that group, and we can talk back and forth to each other. We can share our goals, we can share our progress. That way we're not all scattered throughout the internet. We're all on the same place. So even if you've told me here on YouTube, go on over to Ravelry, and under the thread for the Tour de Fleece, go ahead and sign up. Some of you have already done that. Thank you. I appreciate that a lot, but I know we do have other people who want to join. And for those of you who are feeling a little bit pressured about the Tour de Fleece and feeling like, oh, you have to spend this huge, huge amount. Well, some people do that, but I personally am not, that's not my goal, is to spend a certain yardage or anything like that. And that's fine if it's your goal, but it's not mine. My goal is simply going to be to spend a certain amount of time every day and to only spend things from my stash. Not to buy anything new or anything like that, just spend what I already have. So, with that in mind, I am going to show you a few things that I've pulled out of my stash that I might be working on. The first is this gorgeous roving. Look at these colors. It's kind of cream and blue and brown, and it is from the Brown Sheep Company, and it is Rambouillet and a Columbia cross. Okay, it's not as fine as merino. It's 24 micron count, and most of the merino I spin is either 21 microns or lower. A micron is the diameter of the individual hair that you're spinning. So the smaller the number of microns, the thinner or the finer the piece of fiber is, okay? So this is a 24 micron, and that will still be soft. It's still next to skin softness. It's very springy. I love how springy and fluffy it feels. I love the colors. You know, I love these muted natural colors. I just think it's absolutely gorgeous. I bought this from one of my local yarn stores that is going out of business, which I am so sad about. I looked into possibly buying it, but we just didn't have the means to do so right now. So we'll try and move on. The next thing I have, I took the tag off of this, so I cannot remember. I'm sure I've got it somewhere. I just don't know where. I can't remember. I think this is, well, I know it has some silk in it. You can see a little bit of the silk right through here. Falklands, maybe? It was an unusual fiber for me to spin, but it feels finer than the Falklands would feel. I'll write it below if I can figure it out, if I can find the tag, but it's in my blues and purples. I love these colors. So I've also pulled this one out. Along the blue theme, let me show you this. I bought this at the same time that I bought the last roving. It is this gorgeous bat. Isn't this so pretty, the gradient here? I love the way this is. I just think it's beautiful. All the blues, the light blue down to the dark blue, I love that. I really love gradient yarns, as you will see from the next thing that I'm going to show you. And I do not expect to finish spinning all of this, you all. So no pressure here. Remember, we're doing this for fun, not to add additional stress to ourselves, okay? This I bought from Fiber Optic Yarns, another one of, oops, sorry, it's crinkly, another one of my local fiber shops. Isn't that pretty? Well, it's almost an hour away, so it's not quite local, but that's pretty close when you're looking for a yarn shop. But I just think it's really beautiful, from Fiber Optic Yarns, and the color is chocolate cherry. Again, it's a gorgeous gradient. Isn't that pretty? I've got two of these, so I plan on spinning them separately and then plying them together. And then more with the blue and the brown. I love this combination. I'm not sure why, but I just do. So this roving here I have, isn't that pretty? Reminds me of, I don't know, water, like a river or a lake. That's what that reminds me of. So I've got all of this stuff is already in my stash, not buying any of it. And then this morning I made this bat from fiber that I have in my stash. And let me open it up and show you. It is mainly merino and Shetland and silk. I love all of this on the inside. It's got some flax in here, some silk waste in here also, and it's probably only about 2 ounces, so I'm sure this will definitely spin up quickly. But again, in these neutral colors that I just love. So I'm doing a lot of blues and pinks and browns. That would be my theme this year for the Tour de Fleece. So that's what I've pulled out of my stash. Again, I do not expect to go through everything. What I want to do from my goal is to spin a little bit each day. Maybe at least I'd like to spend 30 minutes each day during the Tour de Fleece. So that's my goal. I will be using the fiber that I just showed you. So what I'd like to encourage you to do is go through your stash. If you want to buy something and you've got the means to do so, go ahead, enjoy it. Buy some more fiber that you love. Give yourself that freedom to do that. Or if you're like me and you've got a whole lot of fiber just accumulating here, just use that. Use what you have. There's no reason to go out and buy more unless you want to, okay? This is a fun hobby that we reward ourselves with. Everything else in life is so hard. Let's just make this easy on ourselves, okay? So what I'd like you to do is to go on over to Ravelry if you'd like to join the Tour de Fleece. Just go into that thread and say, yes, I'd like to join. And then also tell me what your goals are. Tell me if you want to spin a certain yardage. Tell me if you just want to spin each day and you're not setting even a time limit on yourself. Just let me know what your plans are for it. Really, what I'd like to just see this be for us is a way to create community here. I might come up with some giveaways. Maybe we'll do the person who meets their goals. Maybe we'll have a drawing among those of you who meet your goals. Maybe we will do who spins the most yardage. I'm not sure about that. We'll think of something. We've got a month to go. But anyway, that's what I'd love for you to do. Pop on over to Ravelry, join, and tell me what your goals are. So that's it for today. If you liked this video, please like and share this video. We are almost at the 1,000 subscriber mark, and you know what that means, a giveaway. Yay! We always love those, right? So anyway, until next time, I'm Stephanie Nipper. Happy fibering!